Okay, this is my Buttons, my dog, in front of Croners that live next door to us. We got Buttons, John and I crawled under a house out on the farm and got these puppies out.
Look.
And we brought one.
Look at the camera.
We brought one of them home. I brought Buttons home and he brought one home. And we raised them until they were older. And then my dad finally said, I can't remember how many years we had them.
Don't worry about it.
And
What did your dad say again?
my dad said, as long as we're going to have a dog, we might as well have a registered dog. So I can't remember how we got rid of Buttons, but we did. And we got a little puppy, Cocker Spaniel puppy named Laddie. And give me those pictures. Oh,
Okay.
here's Laddie as a puppy. And I put him in my playhouse and put a screen on the bottom part of it so that he couldn't get out. And anyway, I had Laddie, my dog, for many, many years. I was 14 when we got him. And John and I had crawled under that thing when we were probably 10. And
So tell me about the farm out there.
we worked on the farm. We shoveled manure. And but before that, we took the horses and went up and got the cows and brought them down on horseback. And I rode Monty and John rode Katie. And we had a ball and brought the cows in. Then we shoveled. My mother could never understand why we loved to shovel manure, but we shoveled the thing out. And then the barn, and they had concrete stanchions, and so we stripped the cows. The milking machine was just coming out, and they had a milking machine, but we had to strip the cows after they were milked. So that was our job. And
What does that entail?
that just means you'd get the rest of the milk out of the udder that the milking machine didn't get.
And that had to have been about 1936. You were 5-ish, 6?
I was 6, well, I was probably 8 to 10 to 11. And then when I was 14, I started working at the country club.
So go back to the farm for a minute. Whose farm was this?
This was our Uncle Baird and Aunt Mabel. Mabel was the oldest of the Knutson girls.
And they raised?
Everything. They had an apple orchard and a prune orchard and a blueberry bush. And she had
Tomatoes.
a huge garden. They used to sell a bushel of tomatoes, if you can believe it, for 50 cents a bushel. She had a little stand down on the road, and she lived on State Road, it was called. It's a highway. It's on the way up to Eric's house now. Anyway, I can't remember.
And the canyon is called?
Greenwald Coulee. And it's called Greenwald Coulee now, and all lined with houses and everything along the creek that went through the middle of it.
So named after?
Baird, my uncle Greenwald, Baird Greenwald. He was married, a second marriage for my oldest Aunt Mabel. Her first marriage was to some guy from Milwaukee, and they had one son, Edward. And Edward was blind in his later years, but in his earlier years also, because they put too strong a solution in his eyes when he was born. And anyway, then she married Baird, and he was a cowboy from out west, out Montana, and he taught me all kinds of tricks on the horse. But one day I went up to get the cows. This was years after John and I quit. We didn't quit, we were forced to quit by our parents. But anyway, I went up to get the cows on the horse, Monty, and for some reason he threw me off. I don't know why. I can't remember any of the details, but I remember my Uncle Baird made me get right back on, and I rode the horse back into the barn and put him away, and that was the last time I ever rode on a horse.
Wow.
Except when we lived in Richland, I went out with Tori and Teresa once. Teresa had never been on a horse, and those nags walked a half a mile and turned around by themselves and walked back to the barn. But Christy went out there when she was little or young, and she got to ride the horse and take care of it and bathe it and feed it and water it and give it a bath and everything. And she got to take care of the horse. It was really interesting, and she loved it. Of course, she was really into horses. And
You mean when we were in Richland, Christy
Yeah.
did that, or back in Wisconsin? Okay.
no, in Richland.
Okay.
We were only, half a mile from
The
Earl
stable.
Moore's stables. I think they were Earl Moore. He was a veterinarian, not a vet, a GI vet. Anyway,
Okay.
that's it.